All right, can I have appearances from the state, please?
Patricia Blotzer for the state.
And from defense?
Stacy Felter, Public Defender.
All right. All right, we'll start over. Are you Elmer Ordonez Canales?
Sí.
Yes.
You were arrested on a charge of resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause to support the arrest. Your bond will be stayed at $500. As a condition of your bond, you are not to have any drugs or controlled substances while you're out on bond. You can't possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition, and the public defender's office will be appointed to represent you. And you have one more case. Thank you. Neglect of a child without great bodily harm. There's probable cause to support that arrest. Public defender's office is appointed to represent you on that. Your bond is set at $3,500. While out on bond, you're not to possess any drugs or controlled substances unless you have a prescription. No hostile contact with the victims. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition. No alcohol either.
Your Honor, is there a case number for Mr. Montañez?
Is there a case number? Yeah,
Your Honor,
is this it?
may he get a one-time return, Your Honor?
Yes, he can get a, did I say no return? I probably did. Yes, he can get a if there is, I didn't say no return.
Oh, I apologize, Your Honor.
I did though say no drinking, no alcohol,
You said no hostile, right?
and no hostile
You
contact.
don't need to sign a no contact.
Missed
Oh,
the
he doesn't
I
need to
missed the
sign the
hostile
no
part, Your Honor.
contact.
Apologize.
Because that's his children, okay. Case numbers are 2020 MM 465 Alpha Alpha and 2020 CF 11 375. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Rodney Barrero. Are you Rodney Joshua
Yes, ma'am.
Barrero?
Yes, Your Honor. See you, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you were arrested on domestic violence battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you. The bond in your case will be $1,500.
Your Honor, he does qualify for a pretrial release.
Thank you. And there's a victim in the case. Ma'am, what is your name?
Jaira
Your whole name?
Caraballo.
And how are you related to Rodney Barrero?
He's my boyfriend.
All right. What do you want the court to know about this case?
We just have a fight. It was just a fight. We were like just drinking with a couple friends and we just have a fight.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Yes.
Does he have any prior criminal history?
He has one misdemeanor conviction of disorderly conduct back in 2014.
14?
Yes, ma'am.
The bond will be set at $1,500. Do you two live together?
I'm sorry?
Do you two live together?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Barrero, you can't possess or use any drugs or controlled substances while you are out on bond. You are to have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. You can't possess any firearms, weapons, or ammunition. And I'm going to place you on pretrial release in addition to the $1,500 bond dollar amount. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Next case is Vivian Orozo Hernandez. Are you Vivian Orozo Hernandez?
Sí.
Yes.
Ma'am, you were arrested on a charge of battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there a victim on Miss Orozo Hernandez's case? No? Okay. No victim is present. Your bond will be set at $1,500.
And she does qualify for a PTR, Your Honor.
She does qualify for pretrial release. Does she have any prior criminal history?
She has one prior conviction out of South Carolina for DUI, and that was in April of 2018.
You're not to return to the scene of the offense. No drugs or controlled substances unless you have a valid prescription. No contact with the victim. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition. And you'll have pretrial release in addition to the $1,500 bond amount. Good luck to you. I have Luis Estevez Alvarado is next. Thank you, ma'am. What? Is it me? Are you Luis Estevez Alvarado?
Correct.
Sir, you were arrested on a failure to appear. In your case, the judge set your bond on each of the counts as follows, and they'll be stayed at these amounts: $10,000 on count 1, $2,000 on count 2, $20,000 on count 3, $5,000 on count 4, $3,000 on count 5. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Good luck, sir. Julio Angel Pabon Delgado. Sir, are you Julio Angel Pabon Delgado?
Yes.
You were arrested on charges of possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, possession of fentanyl, unlawful use of two-way communication device, attempted destruction of evidence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You were arrested pursuant to an arrest affidavit where probable cause has previously been found. The Public Defender's Office will be appointed to represent you. The bond will be stayed at those dollar amounts that were listed on the affidavit: $1,500 on count 1 and $150 on each count 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You shall not possess or use any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You shall not commit any new law offenses. You shall make all court appearances. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you are out on bond. Good luck to you, sir. And the next case is Luis Antonio Perez Tapia. Are you Luis Antonio? Are you Luis Antonio Perez Tapia?
Sí.
Yes.
Sir, you were arrested on charges of battery on a person 65 years of age or older, battery on a person 65 years of age or older, burglary of a dwelling with assault or battery, criminal mischief less than $200, and resisting an officer without violence. I find probable cause on each of the counts. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be stayed on all 5 accounts. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You cannot possess or use drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. No contact with the victim or any witnesses. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you are out on bond. Good luck to you, sir. Wagner Guamara Silva.
Esto no puedo decir nada.
Oh, this is a Portuguese interpreter. Do I still keep the Spanish interpreter on the line?
No, that's it. That's all.
Okay. Those are all of the Spanish interpreter cases that we have today.
Very well, Your Honor. Should the interpreter make an announcement before the interpreter gets off the line?
There shouldn't be anyone else. That's
Very
it.
well, Your Honor.
All right, thank you
No
so
problem.
much, sir.
You're very welcome, Your Honor.
Bye-bye. Yesterday, they could not hear me. Can they hear me today out there or no?
I don't believe they can, but I told her to, when the inmate comes in, to go to the wall when the person steps into the video.
Oh, okay, thank you. I was just going to tell her to ask for Wagner Guamara Silva, if there was a victim out there for this case. Madam Interpreter?
Yes.
All right, can you speak up just a little bit louder? Have you been sworn today?
Yeah.
All right, raise your hand, your right hand, so the clerk can swear you in.
Solemnly swear affirm to translate from Portuguese to English, from English to Portuguese in the testimony given today.
I do.
Can you state your name and your ID?
My name is
Okay, the phone just cut out a bit. Can you state your name and ID again?
My name is Thais, ID 258241.
All right. All right, this defendant's name is Wagner Guamarez Silva.
Nome do réu é Wagner Guamara Silva.
Sir, you were arrested on a charge of battery, domestic violence.
Você foi identificação.
You've got to, if you could speak up just a bit more. I've got the volume up as loud as I can and we can hardly hear you.
Senhor, o senhor foi detido com uma acusação de agressão física, violência doméstica.
There's
Can you hear
probable,
the interpreter better now?
much better, thank you. There's probable cause to support your arrest.
Existe causa provável para dar suporte à sua prisão, sua detenção.
I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Eu vou indicar o defensor público, o escritório do defensor público para representá-lo.
The bond in your case will be set at $1,500.
E a fiança, no seu caso, vai ser estabelecida em $1.500.
Other conditions of your bond are that you can't return to the scene of the offense.
Outras condições da fiança são que você não vai poder retornar para a cena do evento.
You can't possess any drugs unless you have a prescription.
O senhor não vai poder ter drogas, a não ser que trate-se de uma receita médica.
No contact with the victim.
Não poderá ter contato com a vítima.
And you can't possess firearms, weapons, or ammunition.
E você não pode ter armas de fogo, armas ou munição.
Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, may he get a one-time return?
And you can return one time to get your things, and you can take law enforcement with you.
Você pode voltar uma vez para buscar suas coisas e pode levar algum oficial de aplicação da lei com o senhor.
Good luck, sir.
Boa sorte, senhor.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter. That was the only one we had today.
You're welcome. Is there anything else the interpreter can help you with at this time?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for using our services. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Are you Brandon Bush? Okay. Oh, Brandon Bush is mental health. Okay. What are they doing with mental health?
It's the EV if you want to research it tomorrow, or you can ask the state if that be the defense if they want to waive. I don't know.
PD, do you want to waive his appearance and I do the IA today? Does the public defender want to waive Mr. Bush's appearance and I do the IA today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bush's appearance will be waived. He was arrested on a charge of battery by strangulation, abuse of the elderly or disabled adult, and domestic violence battery. There's probable cause on all three. The public defender is appointed. The bond on count 1 is $150. Count 2 is $2,500. Count 3 is $150. No return. Well, there'll be a one-time return with law enforcement to pick up his things. No drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. No contact, and no firearm, weapons, or ammunition while out on bond.
Your Honor, I believe a witness, there's a witness, an alleged victim of this.
There is, and no contact with the witnesses. Cameo Bannister? All right. Mr. Bannister, you were arrested on a charge of trespass on property after a warning. There's probable cause to support that arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be stayed at $500. You can't go back to that scene of the offense. You cannot possess drugs or use drugs or controlled substances while you are out on bond unless you have a prescription. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition while out on bond. And don't commit any new law offenses while out on bond either.
All right, so you're going to release me and I have to come back to court, correct?
You have a bond on that charge, okay?
But can I get OR? It's just a trespassing.
No, I'm not finished. You just need to listen.
All right.
You've got a $500 bond on the trespass charge. Now, you have a petty theft that you were out on bond for. Now, on that petty theft that you were out on bond for, or you were OR'd on that, I'm going to revoke the OR
Why?
because you were out on bond when you got arrested on a new charge, and your bond
but
on the petty theft
I already did my
will
time.
be set at none, and you are now done.
Your
Public
Honor, I
defender is
got a
appointed to
broke- I got a
represent
broke
you on
leg, Your
both of
Honor.
your charges.
So,
The next
so when do I
case
gotta
is
go? When
Timothy
do I gotta
Carter.
go
We'll
to
be in
court?
contact with you, but stop talking.
So,
You want to stop. Thank you.
Timothy Carter, is he,
Timothy Carter's behavior.
I'm gonna take that as a waiver of his appearance. He was arrested on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender. Bond set at $2,500. He's not to return. He can't possess drugs unless he's got a valid prescription. He's to have no contact, no firearms, no weapons, no ammunition. Victor Fuller,
Also behavior.
I'll take that as a waiver. Mr. Fuller was arrested on charges of burglary of a conveyance, 2 counts of that, and petty theft. There's probable cause to support the arrest. On count number 1, the bond will be stayed at $3,500. On counts 2 and 3, the bonds will be reduced to $150 each. Mr. Fuller was out on conditional release on 3 separate cases. The conditional releases, I guess. Wait, hold on, no.
2 are incompetent.
He was two of his cases, was it a conditional release on 2 of the cases?
2 of the cases he was found incompetent, and 1 case he's out on RWAR.
But was he out on conditional release on those cases?
I can look it up. Give me just a second.
On the case, the misdemeanor case, 2020 MM 216 AE, he was on an OR. The OR will be revoked. And the bond in that case will be set at none. That's the 2020 MM 216 AE is none.
I don't see anything about a conditional release. He was just found incompetent on May 29th of 2019.
Is there an order? There was an order finding him incompetent?
Yes, it was an order on January 6th of 2020. It says order finding defendant incompetent to proceed and placing him, okay, it is a conditional release, placing him in expired.
In the body of the, can you open up the, could open up that order, please?
You want a copy of it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. He also has, he was out on conditional release on 18 CF 17998 AO. And so his conditional release will be revoked. And in 17599 AO, his conditional release will be revoked. And Judge Young needs to be notified that the defendant's conditional release has been revoked so that Mr. Fuller can be set for a status hearing on the 2 felony cases.
Your Honor, he also had case number 351. I don't know if you.
That's the new one, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's the one where what did I set the bond on that one? 35 and 150, 150?
It only had one
Yes.
count.
And this is a new one. He got 2 counts, 2 cases. You have that at it.
Okay, let me take a look at this one. All right, and the in the second case that Mr. Fuller has, he was arrested on a charge of burglary of a structure. There's probable cause to support the arrest. In that case, the bond will be set at $1,000. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent him. He is not to return to the scene. He's not to possess any drugs unless he has a prescription. He's to have no contact and not to possess any firearms or weapons. And he needs to abide by any mental health conditions that might be imposed on him in any other case. And I need to make that condition in that other new case. Abide by all mental health conditions imposed in his felony cases. Or any other cases, because that's a felony too. Thank you. Crystal Evans. All right, Ms. Evans, you were arrested on a warrant out of Marion County for failing to appear at arraignment. The court in Marion County set your bond at $2,000. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Marcus Atkins.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Atkins, this is the case with the trespass. Ms. Lotzer, were you able to talk to the officer on this one?
Well, yes and no. The officer emailed me back and said he would be updating the report and also referenced another report from the stolen vehicle. I asked for both of those and did not get anything back, so that's the no part of it.
Well, I find that there's probable cause only as to a trespass of a conveyance. As to a trespass of a conveyance, the bond will be set at $500. No other conditions.
What's the statute for the trespass?
Statute for the trespass should be like 812, blah, 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 blah. Give me just a second.
What kind of trespass?
Of a conveyance.
At the warrant or just in the conveyance?
It's a trespass of a conveyance.
I have 810.08-7.
Dash 7?
Actually do it as 810.081. 18.08-1. .08, and then put 1 dash 1. There you go. All right, thank you very much. Eddie Williams. Mr. Williams, you were arrested on a charge of disorderly conduct, and there's probable cause to support your arrest. I'm appointing the public defender's office, and your bond will be set at $200. Good luck to you, sir.
There's no plea for conveyance,
State, do you have an offer?
what I have a disorderly conduct?
Put your mask on your face.
Put your mask on.
I have a disorderly conduct?
The state would be willing to offer, an adjudication and, 10 days OCJ. I'll do 5 days OCJ, Your Honor.
All right, it's an adjudication in 5 days in jail.
No,
You're not on probation.
no,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
yes.
Do you want to take this?
3 days, 2 days, how you got no good?
She reduced it from take off. But you want to take her on. So you get the, she appointed me. So if you want to wait, see.
What's the max of this?
What's the
Yeah. 60 days.
We've already been here for 2. Yeah, there's been this.
Mr. Williams, what do you want to do?
I mean, how long I've been?
What do you want to do, Mr. Williams? Do you want to take the 5 days, or do you want to try to bond out on, what did I say?
You have
$200? All right, he's done. Thank you very much. Next case is Danisha Addison.
You wanted to take it, you're
Okay, well, come on then. I mean, we ain't gonna sit here and talk with her all day. Sir, what's your full name? What's your full name, sir?
Jay Williams,
How old are you, Mr. Williams?
50 years old.
How far did you go in school?
I got a GED.
You're entering a plea today to a second-degree misdemeanor punishable by 60 days in jail, a $500 fine, and 6 months.
A second-degree misdemeanor? I thought I had a disorderly conduct, which was
It's
city
a
ordinance.
violation of a city ordinance, but it's punishable by up to 60 days in jail, a $500 fine, and 6 months of probation. Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Okay. So,
Do you understand the maximum penalty, yes or no?
yes,
Are you under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
no,
Has anyone forced, threatened, or coerced you to get you to plea?
no,
Do you have any kind of mental condition that would make you confused or not understand what you're doing?
no,
Are you entering your plea freely and voluntarily?
yes,
Are you thinking clearly this morning?
yes,
You're giving up your right to a trial, your right to testify, your right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
yes,
You're giving up your right to call witnesses, confront witnesses, and to have the state prove that you're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
yes,
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering a plea today, you will be subjected to deportation proceedings. Do you understand that?
yes,
If you are on probation right now for anything, by entering a plea today, this plea will be used to violate your probation. Do you understand that?
yes,
Based upon the affidavit, there is a factual basis to accept your plea. A plea of guilty admits the charge. A plea of no contest neither admits nor denies the charge. And the plea of guilty a plea of not guilty denies it. Plea of guilty admits it. How do you plead to the charge of disorderly
no
conduct?
contest,
I'm sorry?
no contest,
I'll accept the no contest plea, find that you're entering it freely and voluntarily, making a knowing, intelligent waiver of your rights. You understand the consequences. You'll be adjudicated guilty, ordered to serve 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 5 days, time served. How many?
2 days.
Oh, yes, 2 days, time served?
Yes.
2 days, time served. And there are court costs that are imposed. The court costs will be reduced to a civil judgment. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, or you waive that right. And if you need an attorney, I will appoint one to represent you for purposes of the appeal. Any questions?
no,
Good luck. Danisha Addison. All right, Ms. Addison, you were arrested on a charge of aggravated battery. There's probable cause to support that arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office and set your bond at $2,500.
And she does qualify for pretrial, Your Honor.
Any prior criminal history?
No, Your Honor.
Are you working?
I'm not right now.
All right. PTR for Miss Addison. Miss Addison, while you are out on pretrial release, you're not to return to the scene of the offense. Not to return to the scene of the offense, and you can return one time to pick up your belongings. You cannot possess or use any drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. Right now, you can have no contact with the victim, and you cannot possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
And that's just straight PTR, no bond.
I'm sorry, say it again?
It's just straight PTR without a bond.
Yeah, straight PTR without a bond. Yes, ma'am. Rodney Farrow. Mr. Farrow, you were arrested on charges of battery by strangulation, dating violence, and aggravated assault with a weapon, domestic violence. There's probable cause to support the arrests in these charges. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
You have a victim.
And there's a victim here. Ma'am, state your full name, please.
Lois Brown.
Ms. Brown, how are you related to Rodney Farrow?
Boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. And what do you wish for me to know about this case?
It was at the time, I was drinking at the time, celebrating my 88th grandmother's birthday. And he's a good person, and he didn't have a gun. He did not have a gun.
Okay. Are you afraid of Mr. Farrow?
No, ma'am.
Do you wish to have contact with him?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. On count number 1, I'm going to set the bond at $150. On count number 2, the bond will be set at $2,500. You were out on bond when you were arrested on these charges here. Your bond will be revoked and the new bond is set at none. Oh, yeah. The conditions on the new bond are no hostile contact, no drugs unless, or controlled substances unless you have a prescription. Defender is appointed. I didn't say that before. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition.
Ma'am.
Excuse me.
Judge.
All right, next case is Mandaho. Thank you very much, Ms. Brown.
I want to ask you one quick.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can I talk?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I can't hardly hear you.
What did you say?
I'm saying, do he have a bond?
He has a bond on the case, but because of the arrest, his bond was revoked on the case that he was out on bond for, and that bond is set at none.
That's why you did what, ma'am?
His bond on the case that you have together, he does have a bond on that case. On the case that he was out on bond for, that bond was revoked because of that arrest. And so the bond on the case that he was out on has been revoked and set at none.
That at what?
None, zero, no.
Oh, so
he's going to stay in jail until the other judge sees him, and that judge decides to give him a bond. Yes, When you are out on bond, you cannot get arrested. If you get arrested, your bond could be revoked. His bond was revoked because of the arrest. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
I appreciate it. Holt,
Yes.
Mr. Holt,
Yes.
you are arrested on tampering with the witness to hinder communication to a law enforcement officer and battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause to support the arrest. Public defender is appointed. Bond on count 1 is $150. Bond on count 2 is $1,500.
He does qualify for PTR, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you. So he will be placed on PTR in addition to the bond. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. No drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. No contact with the victim. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, may he get a one-time return?
Yes, ma'am, he can. Isom Jennings.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jennings, you were arrested on charges of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, aggravated assault with a firearm, and domestic violence battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest on these charges. The public defender's office is appointed. The bond on count 1 will be stayed at $4,000. The bonds on counts 2 and 3 will be set at $250 each. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You cannot possess any drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. You are to have no contact with the victim in this case, and you cannot possess any firearms, weapons, or ammunition while out on bond.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you, sir.
Excuse me, man, what that first bond was?
$4,000.
1,000?
4.
4,000? Okay.
Maleche Pascal. Sir, you are charged or arrested on charges of tampering with the witness and battery domestic violence. There's probable cause to support the arrest on both of those counts. The public defender's office is appointed and there's a victim present. Ma'am, would you please state your full name?
My first name is Ava and my last name is Banks.
And you said Banks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Miss Banks, how are you related to Mr. Pascal?
He's my child's father.
All right, do you live together?
Yes.
And what would you like the court to know about this case?
I would like the court to know that I would like the case to be dropped because what was represented is not what the issue really was.
Are you afraid of Mr. Pascal?
Sorry?
Are you afraid of Mr. Pascal?
No, not at all.
And do you wish to have contact with him?
Yes, of course.
All right. I'll set the bond on count number 1 at $250. On count number 2, the bond will be set at $1,500. Mr. Pascal, you are to not possess any drugs or controlled substances while out on bond. You are to have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. You cannot possess any firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Good luck to you.
I have a question.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
is that 2 different bonds or just?
It's 2 different ones. One is $1,500 for the battery count, and the second one is $250 for the tampering count.
Okay, thank you.
Stephen Saldariaga. Sir, you were arrested on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, and battery by strangulation, domestic violence, and battery, domestic violence. I find probable cause on all 3 of those charges, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bonds will be set on count number 1 at $1,500 and $150 on counts 2 and 3. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are not to possess any drugs or controlled substances unless you have a prescription, and have no contact with the victim, and no firearms, weapons, or ammunition. You're married.
And he does qualify for the PTR for the record.
He's married to the victim. You can return one time to pick up your belongings, and you can return with law enforcement. Yes,
May I
sir.
speak? I would like to change this to no contact because I don't have no other address. I don't have another home. So that's my only address, my only home. That's property of my mom. So I would like to return to the house and let my wife know that I will respect her. I won't trouble her.
Don't say anything else, just stop right there. Miss Courtney, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Does he qualify for PTR?
He does qualify for PTR. His prints have not cleared yet.
His what?
Fingerprints.
Okay, have you spoken with the victim?
No victim contact was made and a voicemail was left for the victim.
Okay. I can't right now because the victim is not present and pretrial release has not met with the victim. The public defender's office, though, I've appointed that office.
Okay.
And the public defender's office has a good social work system. And so I believe they will be able to talk with you and maybe put you in touch with some services to help you with the situation that you're in.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that what you were going to tell me?
That
when you
was
stood up?
perfect. That was
Perfect.
perfect.
That's
Because,
always good to
We'll,
tell.
we'll help you.
May I also let my wife know about the bill because of the fact that
They're gonna,
my
we'll make contact.
my wife doesn't work. I've been giving her all my salary to her.
All right.
So,
Well,
right
let me-
now, my
Let me help
accounts-
you out right quick.
Huh?
Let me help you out right quick. When I say no contact, okay, don't you get anybody to talk to her. Your attorney is going to take care of everything for you from this point. So when you go back to your cell, don't get on that phone and call her. And don't get on the phone and tell somebody else to call her either. All right? Just tell your attorney what you need done, and your attorney will take care of everything for you, okay? Just don't have anybody else do it for you. All right?
Okay.
So your attorney is going to take care of that for you. Like I said, that office has services that can help you.
I wouldn't have liked to go home.
Javis Smith? Are you Javis Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Smith, you were arrested on a charge of battery, domestic violence by strangulation. There's probable cause to support that arrest. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond in this case will be set at $1,500. You are not to return, or you can return one time to the scene in order to get your belongings. You can return with law enforcement. You can't possess or use drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. No contact with the victim. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Good luck to you, sir. Jervon Williams? Are you Jervon Williams?
Yes. Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Williams, you are charged here or arrested on charges of tampering in a misdemeanor proceeding and battery. Both of those charges are supported by probable cause in the affidavit. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The bond on count number 1 will be set at $150. Count number 2, the bond will be set at $1,500. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are not to possess any drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. No contact with the victim. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition.
And he does qualify for PTR. He has no criminal history.
He has what?
No criminal history.
Have you talked to the victim?
No contact was made with the victim.
I'll keep. Give me just a minute. I'll just leave it like it is and have, I'll just keep it like it is. Thank you, though. Jason Bowman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bowman, you were arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Set your bond at $1,500.
And he qualified for PTR, Your Honor. And he has no criminal history.
All right, thank you. You're not to return to the scene of the offense. You cannot possess any drugs or controlled substances while you're out on bond. No contact with the victim. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you're out on bond. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just $1,500 bond.
15 straight. Mm-hmm. Kiani Christian?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Christian, you are here on charges of domestic violence, no, dating violence battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Your bond will be set at $1,500. Does she qualify?
She does qualify for PTR.
Does she have a prior criminal history?
She has a misdemeanor conviction, receiving money from a pawnbroker back in March of 2016.
Okay, thank you. You're not to return to the scene. No drugs or controlled substances while you're out on bond. No contact with the victim and no firearm, weapons, or ammunition. Good luck to you too. Dominic Dale.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Dale, you are here on a charge of domestic violence battery. Probable cause was previously found in an arrest warrant, in an affidavit that was previously signed. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your bond in that case will be set at $1,500. You are not to return. You can't possess any drugs or use any drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. No contact with the victim, and no firearms, weapons, or ammunition.
Can I ask how much my bond is?
While you were out on bond for carrying a concealed firearm, you got the new arrest, right? Was it? You got the new arrest, and the bond in 2020 CF 8092AO will be revoked, and that bond will be set at none. Public defender is appointed to represent you on both of those cases if they weren't already. Good luck to you, sir. George Gutierrez. Mr. Gutierrez, you were arrested on charge of battery, dating violence. There's probable cause to support the arrest. The public defender's office is appointed to represent you. Your bond is set at $1,500. You are not to return to the scene. No drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. No contact with the victim. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition while out on bond. Good luck to you. Rosa Hernandez Rodriguez. Are you Rosa Hernandez Rodriguez?
Yes.
You were arrested on a charge of battery, dating violence. There's probable cause to support your arrest. Public defender's office is appointed. There might be a conflict on this case because
Yes, Your Honor, I saw that. Thank you.
All right. Your bond is set at $1,500.
And she qualifies for PTR.
Does she have a prior criminal history?
She has no criminal history.
No criminal history at all?
No, Your Honor.
I'll do PTR.
Straight
As a
PTR.
condition of your pretrial release, you are to possess no drugs, no controlled substances unless you have a valid prescription, no contact with the co-defendant or any witnesses, and you can't have any firearms, weapons, or ammunition.
And that's straight PTR, Your Honor?
Huh?
That's straight PTR.
Straight PTR.
Her mom is stating that she wants to take her back from Puerto Rico. We would just need some type of statement saying she can go back to Puerto
Who
Rico.
wants to go back?
Her mom wants to take her back to Puerto Rico to stay.
Tuesday?
To stay.
Oh, to stay out after the case. Gosh, yes.
After the case, but
Oh,
not
yeah,
during
she
the
can
case.
go to Puerto Rico after the case all day. But you got to stay here. She can't go right now. She got to stay right here
Okay.
until her case is over with. Yeah, she can't go right now.
You need her to say she cannot travel, or what you need her to say?
No, she got to stay right here in Orange County. She got to stay in Orange County. That's one of the conditions of her pretrial release.
It's not to,
She cannot travel beyond Orange County.
that's okay.
So ma'am, you cannot, don't go to Puerto Rico, okay?
Roger.
Thank you. That's all. Andre Lee? Ms. Courtney, thank you.
You are.
Sir, are you Andre Lee?
Yes.
You're charged with battery, or you're arrested on a charge of battery domestic violence. There's probable cause to support the arrest. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your bond is set at $1,500.
And he qualifies for PTR. He also has plans to move to New Jersey, according to the notes.
Okay, well, you can go to New Jersey after this is over.
Okay, I have a question for you. Is there a chance that with no contact with her, no going back there or anything, that I could go and come to the court date?
Well, I'm just telling you for right now, between now and the time you see your judge, whenever that may be, I'm just saying you need to stay right here.
Can I ask you, because I'm not sure what's going on, because I wanted to know if I could talk. First of all, I want to know if I'm allowed to talk, because we was in the cell.
You know what, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't mind you talking, but your attorney is nervous right now. Because the more you talk, the more you might say something about your case that could be used against you.
That's not what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
No. I'm saying I signed for a lawyer because I'm from New Jersey, and I have never been in any type of trouble down here.
okay.
What I'm basically trying to say is that I don't think that I am guilty of what she said.
Okay.
But basically, I want to say, am I able to be released to come back to the court date?
Well, if you let me finish.
She's preparing to do that.
I'm
just-
preparing to do that, so you
Okay.
gotta let me finish.
Okay, I meant no disrespect whatsoever.
No, I didn't take it as disrespect, but I
No.
need you to pull that mask up over
Yes,
your
ma'am.
nose.
Yes, ma'am. So
Okay.
what I'm asking you, I will be released.
If you can just let me finish, sir.
Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Just
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Hush
Yes,
until
ma'am.
I say thank you and good luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your bond is set at $1,500. You are not to return to the scene of the offense, or you can have a one-time return with a law enforcement officer to get your things. No drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription, no contact with the victim, no firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Good luck, sir.
So I will be released
If you can make a bond.
only if I can make a bond?
Only if you can make a bond.
So until the bond is happened, what happens to me?
You're gonna stay here.
Do I know when I go to court?
Yes, sir. You'll have paperwork you're gonna get some paperwork that's gonna tell you when you go to court.
Today? Will I know my court date today?
You'll know your court date today. When you bond out, you'll know it. It's different in there, because I think they don't have cash bonds in New York or New Jersey. So it's different. All right. Ma'am, I'll get to you in just a second, okay? Matthew Gregory McCoy.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. McCoy, you are arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. There's a victim here. Ma'am, would you please state your full name?
Samantha Bell.
A little louder?
Samantha Bell.
Miss Bell. How are you related to Mr. McCoy?
He's my boyfriend.
Okay, do you live together?
Yes.
Okay. And what would you like for me to know about this case?
He drank too much. That's pretty much what happened.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
I can't hear you.
No.
Do you want to have contact with him?
That's fine.
I'm going to set your bond, sir, at $1,500, but I'm also going to include pretrial release, supervision. You are not to possess any or use any drugs or alcohol while out. And as far as the drugs or controlled substances are concerned, you cannot use any drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. No hostile contact with the defendant, with the victim. Ms. Bell, you said it was that you don't have any problem with it, or you said no hostile contact, that was fine?
It's fine, he can have contact.
Okay. If an incident like this happens again, will you call 911 again?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to possess any firearms, weapons, or ammunition. And if any are in the house, you need to have those removed immediately. All right, good luck to you. Michael McGilvery?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
just so I understand correctly, he's going to be released today.
If he can post his bond.
I'm sorry?
If he can if he can post his bond.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Are you Michael McGilvery?
Yes, ma'am.
You were arrested on a violation of pretrial conditions. Your bond will be set at $2,500. The public defender's office is appointed to represent you. Good luck to you, sir.
Ma'am, I do have a question. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay. Kenneth
Appreciate-
Myers.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Myers,
Yes, ma'am.
you were arrested on domestic violence battery. Probable cause exists to support the arrest. Public defender's office is appointed. The bond is set at $1,500. There's no victim here. You're not to return to the scene of the offense, but you can return one time with law enforcement to pick up your belongings. No drugs or controlled substances without a prescription, no contact with the victim, and no firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Good
Yes,
luck to
ma'am.
you, sir.
Can I ask a question? I have that much in my property. Can I use that money to bail out? Thank you. Right here.
John Page.
John Page, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Page, you were arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. Public defender's office is appointed to represent you. There's a victim here. Ma'am, would
Yes.
you please state your full name?
Excuse me?
State your full name.
My name is Esma Page.
All right, Ms. Page, how are you related to John Page?
He's my husband.
All right. And I'm assuming that you live together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What would you like for me to know about your case? What do you want me to know about your case?
I don't know. I don't even know why we're here. We're just arguing, and I don't know what's gonna be.
Do you want him to come home?
Yes, please.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Yes, please.
Okay. Are you afraid of him?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Ms.
Thank
Page.
you so much.
Mr. Page, your bond is going to be set at $1,500.
He qualified for PTR. He has no criminal history.
None?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Page, how old are you?
65.
Okay. All right. Pretrial release. Straight pretrial release.
What condition?
Conditions, no drugs or controlled substances while you're out, unless you have a prescription. No firearms, no weapons, no ammunition, and no hostile contact. All right, good luck to you.
For this person here, because the victim wanted to come in, but.
Hector Anto Rosario?
It's Santos. It's with an S.
Oh, it's Santos.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Sir, you were arrested on a charge of burglary of a dwelling and grand theft third degree. There's probable cause to support the arrest. Public defender is appointed. Your bonds are going to be stayed at $3,500 for the burglary and $150 for the grand theft. Condition of your bond, you are not to return. No drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. No contact with the victim or any witnesses. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Good luck to you, sir.
Excuse me. My last question.
Deborah Bess.
PPR.
She's in the hospital, Your Honor. She's in the hospital. Let's set her within 24 hours of her release from the hospital. Diva Holston. Also hospital. We'll reset her 24 hours from her release. Is this the woman that you worked for, but then you don't have Deborah Bess? No. They already did that, when she came in?
Was that, yes, that was him. He just.
She already came in
I
up
guess
here. They already did
spelled
that.
it wrong, but that was him. So, yeah, so she don't need to call out case number due.
I don't believe so, no.
I can answer.
Can I keep going? No? Okay.
Okay, I answered, not sure I answered. She got mixed up with Santos, but we have the Anton, and then she said she didn't have that, but she wanted you to call our case number.
Who?
The court reporter.
Call out case numbers? Okay.
So reset, we gonna both of these be reset for the hospital?
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
okay.
Deborah Bess, 2020 CF 11354, is reset 24 hours from her release from the hospital. And Diva Holston, 2020 CF 11356, is reset 24 hours from her release from the hospital. Mariah Jarrell, that's 2020 CF 11371. I'll accept the refusal as a waiver of her appearance. Probable cause exists for her arrest on robbery, armed robbery with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, grand theft third degree, and burglary of an occupied conveyance. The bond on count number 1 will be set at $15,000. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will be stayed at $150 each. She's not to return to the scene. No drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. No contact with victims or witnesses. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition while out on bond. Public Defender's Office is appointed, if I didn't say so before. This is Barbara Johnson, case number.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's you? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Barbara Johnson, this is case 2020 CF 11348 AO. Ms. Johnson, you were arrested on a charge of abuse of an elderly or disabled adult. There's probable cause to support that arrest. The bond in this case will be set at $1,000. You're not to return to the scene of the offense. No drugs or controlled substances while out on bond. No contact with the victim. And no firearms, weapons, or ammunition. While out on bond, you were arrested on the new law offense, and you are out on bond in case 2020 CF 1873 AO. Your bond in that case, or your OR in that case, will be revoked. And the bond in that case now will be set at none. Good luck to you. Shanique Marlin. All right. Ms. Marlin, you were arrested on a capias. On count number 1, your bond is set at $1,000. Count 2, your bond is set at $500.
And she does qualify for a PTR, Your Honor.
Say it one more time.
She does qualify for a PTR.
Okay. And that's case number 2020 CF 10130. Good luck to you, ma'am. Sabrina Mixon?
Yes.
Ms. Mixon, you were arrested on a charge of burglary of a structure with assault or battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your bond in this case will be set at $3,500. You are not to return to the scene. No drugs or controlled substances without a prescription, and no contact with the victim or any witnesses. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you are out on bond. This is case number 2020 CF 11359AO. Good luck to you. Jeremiah No.
I wanted to ask you a question. I didn't burglarize nothing,
Are you Jeremiah James No?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. No, you were arrested on possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, 2 counts of that. Count number 1, you will be appointed the public defender to represent you. Your bonds will be stayed, count 1 at $150, count 2 at $1,000. As a condition, you're not to return to the scene. You cannot possess or use drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. No contact with any witnesses. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you're out on bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck. McHenry Wright. Mr. Wright, you were arrested for grand theft motor vehicle. There's probable cause to support the arrest.
Ma'am?
There's probable cause to support the arrest. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. The bond will be stayed at $1,000. You are not to return to the scene. You are not to possess drugs or a controlled substance without a prescription. You can have no contact with the victim, no firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you're out on bond. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you Scott Warren Smith?
Yes,
Are you
Your Honor.
Scott Warren Smith?
Yes, I'm Scott
Sir-
Warren Smith.
Sir, you were arrested on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer with a deadly weapon, trespass after a warning and a conveyance, resisting an officer without violence. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office. Your bonds will be stayed at $5,000 on count 1, $150 on counts 2 and 3. You're not to return to the scene. No drugs or controlled substances without a prescription, no contact with the victim or witnesses, and no firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you're out on bond. Good luck to you, sir. Benjamin Speckmeyer. Okay, thank you. I'll accept your refusal as a waiver of his appearance. Probable cause exists on his arrest for criminal mischief and interfering with fire equipment facilities. Public defender appointed, bond stayed at $1,000 on each count. He's not to return to the scene, can't possess drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. He's to have no contact with the victim and no firearm, weapons, or ammunition. Oh, goodness. Next case is Shayna Stouffer.
Hello, Your Honor. Sorry.
Oh, I forgot to do the case
Sorry, I
numbers.
thought you said put your hands down like there. I'm sorry.
Okay. This is case number 2020 CF 11360AO. Ms. Stouffer, you were arrested on a charge of possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. The bond will be set at $500. You're not to return to the scene. You cannot possess drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. You can have no contact with any witnesses, and you cannot have any firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you are out on bond.
And she does qualify for PTR.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Next case is Fitzroy Thompson. Mr. Thompson, you are charged here with armed burglary of an occupied dwelling, battery, and aggravated assault with a weapon. There's probable cause to support the arrest on all 3 charges. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. On count number 1, I'm going to set the bond at $7,500. Count 2, the bond will be set at $350. And count 3, the bond will be set at $350. You are not to return to the scene. No drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. No contact with any victim or witnesses. And no firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Good luck to you, sir. Jessica Tyjourn.
Behavior, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
Behavior?
All right. Well, I'll accept her behavior and I'm going to arraign her anyway. Waiver. Cut it down. She was previously, she was arrested pursuant to an arrest warrant where probable cause was already found for possession of 3,4-methylene deoxymethamphetamine and possession of paraphernalia. Public Defender's Office is appointed. The bond on count 1 is set at $500. On count 2, the bond is set at $100.
Or pretrial release is qualified, and you don't want.
What did it say?
It was on the,
Oh, does she qualify for pretrial release?
She had that bad place, but it was an entry error, so we took it out. So that might be why she wasn't interviewed for a pretrial.
Oh, she wasn't interviewed for pretrial. Okay. So the bonds will be stayed at those dollar amounts, and then because of this new arrest, she was out on bond for driving while license suspended or revoked.
It was a ticket case. We took it out.
Oh, it was a ticket case?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not going to take any action on that then.
So you're going to delete the PTR, Your Honor?
Huh?
You're going to delete the PTR off the warrant? It's just going to be the bonds only?
It's just going to be the bonds only.
Okay.
That's it. And I'm not going to take any action on the driving while license suspended charge. Just. All right. Taurus Walker.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Walker, you were arrested on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, criminal mischief, and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Probable cause had previously been found. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. The bond on count number 1 will be set at $250. Count 2, $250. Count 3, $3,500.
And he does qualify for a PTR.
All right, thank you. You are to have, you are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are not to possess any drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. No contact with the victim. And no firearm, weapons, or ammunition while you're out on bond.
Yes.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right.
Okay. Stephen Cole?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you were arrested on a failure to appear. The bond in your case is set at $500. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
William Farrow? Mr. Farrow, you are arrested on a charge of failure to appear.
Yes, ma'am.
In your case, the judge set your bond at none.
I don't have a bond, ma'am?
No, your judge set your bond at none for your failure to appear at your arraignment. So your bond is set at none. You need to get in touch with your attorney on this case. Is the public defender the attorney on this case?
he just filled out, it was himself on arraignment, so he filled it out.
Okay, so the public defender's office is appointed to represent you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Weston Jackson. All right, Mr. Jackson, you were arrested on a failure to appear. The judge in your case set your bond at $150. Good luck to you, sir. That one was on, Weston Jackson. All right. Are you Eddie Lee Copley?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Copley, you are charged here, or you were arrested on a charge of no motor vehicle registration and no valid driver license. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office, set your bonds at $500 and $100. Sir, it's a condition of your bond, you are not to drive unless you have a valid driver license. And you are not to possess any drugs or use any drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. Good luck to you, sir. Leonard Othniel?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you were arrested on a charge of DUI with damage to property of another. There is probable cause to support the arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Your bond is set at $1,000. You are not to use any drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. You're not to use any alcohol while on release. And you are not to drive unless you have a valid driver license.
And he does qualify for a PTR.
He got two cases, so what was she raised to 10,000?
The driving while license suspended is $1,000. And then
You should have a couple of child supports and.
I just see,
This is Dorset.
this is Othniel Leonard. Oh, it's Othniel Leonard Dorset.
Oh, that's, okay,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry.
That's what your name is?
That's my name is.
Okay, Othniel Leonard Dorset,
Yeah.
okay. All right. That's all. Good luck to you, sir. All right, now I have Terrence.
He's mental health, Your Honor.
Okay, that one's a reset.
Wait a minute, something. So he a reset.
Yes, ma'am.
Reset.
And I have Alan Roberts. Okay. Okay, Mr. Roberts, you have a charge of driving while license suspended. There's probable cause to support the arrest on that case. I will appoint the public defender to represent you, and your bond will be set at $500. As a condition of your bond, you are not to drive without a valid driver license. And you are not to possess any firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you are out on bond. You also, sir, have a charge of providing a false ID to law enforcement officers. There's probable cause to support that arrest. Public defender is appointed to represent you. The bond is set at $500.
Your Honor, he actually bonded out on those two charges, so he's just here to address the out-of-county child support cases.
Okay. So he bonded out on those two charges. Okay.
So you don't need nothing for those?
So
No,
I
he
don't need
bonded.
anything for those. Okay, so he's here on the out-of-county warrant in Osceola, Yes. Okay. All right. All right, Mr. Roberts, you're here on a writ of bodily attachment out of Osceola County. In one case, it's case number 2018 DR 3024. In that particular case, it's a writ of bodily attachment for failure to pay child support, and the the purge amount or the bond amount is $173.10. In the next case, it's Osceola case number 2013 DR 5191. That's a writ of bodily attachment, and the purge amount or the bond amount is $3,000. Good luck to you, sir. I'll appoint the public defender. No, not on those writs, but just on those first two cases, which you bonded out on. All right, misdemeanor pleables. This lady should be Brandy Michelle Brock.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Brock, you were arrested on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support the arrest. The bond amount will be $500.
Your Honor, I believe the state has an offer in this case.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offer is a withhold of adjudication and then 2 days of Orange County jail and court costs.
Do you want to accept that offer?
Yes, sir. Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Do you still want to accept the offer, Ms. Brock, after having spoken to your attorney?
So, can I put an offer again? All you really do from last night. Okay, last night and 6 o'clock. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
You're entering a plea to possession of drug paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail, $1,000 fine, and a year of probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Brock, how old are you?
26.
How far have you gone in school?
Since the 11th grade.
All right. Do you have a GED?
No, ma'am.
All right. Try to work on getting a GED. Are you under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No. I'm pregnant.
Okay. All right. So, for the baby's sake, you should not be under the influence of any drugs or alcohol, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any kind of mental condition that would make you confused or not know what you're doing?
No, ma'am.
Are you thinking clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering your plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation for anything?
No, ma'am.
Because if you are on probation for anything, entering a plea today will be used to violate your probation and to prove the violation of probation. Understand
No,
that?
ma'am.
Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a United States citizen, by entering a plea today, you will be subjected to immigration deportation proceedings. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
By entering a plea today, there will be no trial. So you're giving up your right to a trial, your right to testify. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also giving up your right to call witnesses, confront the state's witnesses, and have the state prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Any questions about that?
Yes, ma'am.
There's a factual basis based upon what I see in the affidavit. A plea of guilty admits the crime, a plea of not guilty denies the crime, and a plea of no contest says, I don't admit, I don't deny, I'm just entering the plea in my best interest. How do you plea?
Guilty.
I'll accept the guilty plea, find that you're entering it freely and voluntarily, making a knowing and intelligent waiver. You understand the consequences. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt, order that you serve 2 days of unsupervised probation. As a condition, you will serve 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Order that you pay court costs. Court costs will be reduced to a civil judgment. Any questions about the sentence that I've imposed?
No, ma'am.
All right, you have 30 days to file a written notice of appeal, or you waive that right, and if you need an attorney, I will appoint one to represent you.
Yes,
Good luck
ma'am.
to you, Ms. Brock. Keith Brooks.
Mental health, Your Honor.
All right, well, what was I doing? on this?
Got an hour bond for it.
Yeah. Dorothy Collins.
She's also mental health.
Jason Cruz. Reset both of them. Mr. Cruz, you were arrested for loitering and prowling. There's probable cause, and the bond is set at $250. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer on this case?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. So as a condition of your bond, you can't return to that place that you were arrested at. No other condition. Good luck to you, sir. Devin Denson?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing today?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored, hopefully.
Blessed and highly favored. All right. Sir,
Yes,
you were
ma'am.
arrested on a charge of resisting without violence and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams.
Yes, ma'am.
There's probable cause to support the arrest. This is case number 2020 MM 6824 AO. Public defender is appointed to represent you. The bond on count 1 will be set at $500. On count 2, it'll be set at $100. As a condition, don't return to that scene. No drugs or
I will not.
controlled substances without a valid prescription. And no firearm, weapons, or ammunition while you're out. Good luck to you.
What is, I don't know, what's the, results from this? I don't know.
What's the what, sir?
I mean, no, oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, no, I'm saying like, what is my results from this? I don't know.
Oh, the bond is set at a total of $600. So you need $60 and a bondsman to get out.
I need $60?
60, and a bondsman to get out.
So this wasn't like a sentencing to where you can get out?
No. State, did you have an offer on him?
The state did not have an offer at this time.
No, sir. This was an initial appearance.
Okay, so what about if I have the money in here?
You can get that. You just use your money and get on out. Yep. Willie Jr. Desir.
Oh.
You're Willie Jr.?
No, my name is Vela, V-E-L-A.
Okay, so I have a Willie Jr. Desir. What's the book number? Jail number is 200-20651.
He bonded out.
Okay, he bonded, and then I have Alexander Janad.
What's the booking? The booking number?
200-20652.
He was RR.
And he was OR'd, okay? Lazaro Vela?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you were arrested on resisting an officer without violence, trespass in a structure or conveyance. There is probable cause to support that arrest. Public defender is appointed.
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is set at $100 on count 1, stayed at $500 on count 2. You're not to return to the scene. No drugs or controlled substances without a prescription. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition.
Yes, he got 2 counts for count 1. Is this offered on policy at 2 next to it? So it's 100 and 100.
100 and 100. And then 500 on count number, I guess, 3. Thank you. I didn't notice that.
I was gonna ask if the state had an offer that they can give to me. Cause I'll plea out to this case.
State, do you have an offer?
The state did not have an offer at this time.
No, sir, they don't have an offer at this time.
There's no way I could plea out right now.
Not right now. All right, Robert Eli?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Eli, you were arrested on an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County.
Yes.
The bond on that case was confirmed at $500.
And he bonded out on this case, Your Honor.
I thought he said he was Robert Eli.
Yes. It's showing that he posted his bond and it's been accepted.
Well, what's your name?
Robert Eli.
You not gonna have a family bond?
I just was here for a couple of hours waiting, so I didn't know if my bond was posted or not. But I know that my wife went to post it yesterday morning, but the bondsman said that they wouldn't be able to come over here until like 8 or 9 o'clock.
It's been here. It's been processed.
He's in the process.
It's been posted. It has to be accepted by Seminole County, so it's like a delay. So now it's been
Oh,
accepted,
okay.
So he's good to go.
Okay, well, your bond has been posted, so it's just got to be accepted by Seminole County. So you'll be out at some point.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. You too. Tamaya Polite.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you were arrested on a warrant out of Seminole County for failing to appear at your arraignment.
Yes, ma'am.
The warrant was confirmed and your bond is set at $500. Public defender is appointed to represent you.
And Your Honor, she has an open case in Orange County.
Nuh-uh, it says, it's $5,000. Sorry. It's $5,000.
And she has an open case in Orange County.
I don't have that one. All I had was for Miss Polite. I just have the out-of-county for Seminole for
It was an
$5,000.
add-on first appearance detainer from this morning. I could give you the case number or print
I
it
just
out.
got 3 more. I have 2 more, and then we're done. I don't have.
You want me to print it out for you?
Huh?
You want me to print it out or no action?
Yeah, you can print it out.
I mean, what's the case number? You taking any action on? What's the
I'm not gonna take any action on it. You
Okay.
can give me the case number.
It's 2019 CF 014138AO.
2019 CF 141338AO. The court's not going to take any action on that case.
014138AO.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Clifford Reynolds.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, Mr. Reynolds, you were arrested on a warrant out of Marion County. The court set your bond in this case at none.
Okay. So
right,
I
good
gotta
luck.
wait on transportation.
Yeah, they stated that they will extradite.
Okay.
All right. And I have Andromeda Renee Ramos. Okay. Well, she was mental health yesterday. So I'm just going to go on and do her initial appearance. She was arrested on robbery, subsequent force, burglary of a structure, petty theft, and battery. There's probable cause on all 3 of her charges. The bonds will be set at $2,500 on count 1, $250 on counts 2, 3, and 4. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent her. It's 25, yeah, stayed on count 1, and then $250 on counts 2, 3, and 4. And